In 1 John chapter 4, verse 18, it says, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear involves punishment, and the one who fears is not perfected in love." Look what a powerful word. It is not our effort that casts out fear. It is God's love. When this love enters, fear loses its strength. It manifests less and less within us. Let me explain this issue better, because overcoming fear is not a simple thing. You know, people? And this is very deep. The Bible is saying that fear carries an internal punishment, a weight, as if it were a prison. And God does not want you living imprisoned by what happened in your past or by what could happen. Perfect love is God's living presence, enveloping the wounded heart. God will not erase your memory, but He will not let bad memories govern you. This biblical passage from 1 John provides the theological foundation for understanding how God's love operates in relation to fear and trauma. The Apostle John, writing to the early church, presents a profound spiritual principle. Perfect love and fear cannot coexist. This is not just a poetic statement, but a practical reality about how God's presence transforms the human heart. The concept that fear involves punishment reveals something crucial about the nature of trauma and fear. When we live in fear, we are constantly punishing ourselves, anticipating future harm, reliving past pain, and restricting our lives to avoid potential threats. This self-imposed punishment becomes a prison that limits our freedom, relationships, and ability to experience joy. What makes this teaching particularly powerful is the clarification that it is not human effort that casts out fear. Many people who struggle with anxiety, trauma, or phobias exhaust themselves trying to overcome these issues through willpower alone. They feel guilty when they cannot simply think positive or get over it. This passage liberates them from that burden by revealing that healing comes from receiving God's love, not from striving harder. The explanation emphasizes that God does not erase our memories. This is an important distinction because some people may fear that healing means forgetting important parts of their life story, even painful ones. Instead, God's work is to prevent those memories from governing our present and future. The memories may remain, but their power to control, frighten, or define us is broken by God's love. The image of God's living presence enveloping the wounded heart is particularly beautiful and comforting. It suggests that God does not heal from a distance, but comes close, surrounds us, and provides a safe space where healing can occur. This intimate presence is what makes transformation possible. When John wrote this to the early church, he was teaching believers how to live a mature faith, a faith that brings rest rather than anxiety. This context is important because it shows that struggling with fear is not a sign of weak faith or spiritual failure. Even mature believers need to continually receive and rest in God's love. The process of fear losing its strength is gradual. It manifests less and less within us, which sets realistic expectations for healing.